Hello again, NCAC sports fans, and welcome back to another episode of This Week in the NCAC. I'm your host, Brett Billhart. For the second time in the last 2 weeks, we want to open the show by recognizing another league champion, this time the Wittenberg University men's basketball team. The Tigers clinched a share of the 2011-12 NCAC men's basketball championship with their 68-62 overtime victory over arch-rival Worcester on Saturday. It is the Tigers' 10th all-time NCAC men's basketball title, and their first since the 2004 season. Witt, which has 2 games remaining on its regular season schedule this week against DePaul and Hiram, can clinch the outright title and the number 1 seed in the upcoming NCAC tournament with 1 victory. Worcester maintained its hold on the number 2 spot in the league standings with a 10-4 mark, while Ohio Wesleyan and Wabash are currently tied in the 3rd position with identical 9-5 records. Denison sits in the 5th spot at 8-6, DePaul is in 6th at 7-8, and Hiram is in 7th at 6-8, while Kenyon, Allegheny, and Oberlin are all still in the hunt for the 8th and final position in the NCAC tournament. NCAC Men's Basketball Player of the Week accolades went to Wabash sophomore Andy Walsh. Walsh posted a career-high 18-point effort off the bench in the Little Giants' 55-49 upset victory over Wittenberg on Wednesday. And then he topped that performance with 20 points in Wabash's 79-51 triumph over Kenyon on Saturday. On the week, Walsh shot 64% from the field, including knocking down 6 of 10 three-point attempts. With the DePaul women having already clinched the NCAC title and the number 1 seed in the conference tournament, we now shift our focus to determining the final 7 seeds for the NCAC tournament. Allegheny, Denison, and Kenyon are currently deadlocked in 2nd place with identical 9-5 records. However, look for that tie to be split up this week, as Kenyon and Allegheny will square off in Meadville on Saturday. Wittenberg at 8-6 also remains in the hunt for one of the remaining top 3 seeds, with 2 games left on its schedule against DePaul and Ohio Wesleyan. Ohio Wesleyan and Hiram have assured themselves a spot in the conference tournament and will battle for the 6 and 7 seeds, while Oberlin and Worcester continue to remain in a fight for the 8th seed. At 2-12, Worcester has 2 games remaining against Allegheny and DePaul, while Oberlin at 3-12 has 1 contest remaining on its schedule against Denison. The NCAC Women's Basketball Player of the Week award went to Allegheny sophomore Erica Restich. Restich turned in the greatest game of her career in Allegheny's 70-56 victory over Hiram on Wednesday. She scored 14 points on 5 of 12 shooting, grabbed a career-high 18 rebounds, and dished out a career-high 10 assists to log the first triple-double in Allegheny women's basketball history in more than 25 years. Restich also came up big for the Gators on Saturday with a 25-point effort, but it wasn't enough as Denison escaped Meadville with a 91-85 overtime victory. Fans, be sure to tune into our show next week as we will unveil the brackets for both the men's and women's 2012 NCAC tournaments. Both tournaments will open play on Tuesday, February 21st with quarterfinal matchups, and will climax with the semifinals and finals on Friday and Saturday with the top remaining seed after the quarterfinal round serving as the host institution. Before we give a brief preview of the 2012 NCAC Swimming and Diving Championships, we will quickly break down swimming and diving results from last weekend's Kenyon Invitational. Kenyon ran away with the team title on the men's side with 943 points, followed by Denison with 428, Ohio Wesleyan with 56, and Pace with 25. Denison captured the women's title with 560 points, followed by Kenyon with 304, Ohio Northern with 29, and Pace with 20, while Wittenberg swimmers competed in only time trial events at the meet. Denison Junior Victoria Masney earned the final NCAC Women's Athlete of the Week award after she registered an NCAA A cut in the 100 butterfly with a time of 55.28 and an NCAA B cut in the 100 back with a time of 57.84. Her clocking in the 100 butterfly was a personal best and the best time turned in by a DU swimmer this season. The final NCAC Men's Athlete of the Week award for 2011-12 went to Kenyan junior John Rooker. Rooker posted a pair of NCAA A-cut standards in the 100 back with a time of 49.66 and the 200 back with a time of 1:49.17. And ready or not, NCAC swim fans, the 28th annual NCAC Swimming and Diving Championships at the C.T. Brandon Natatorium in Canton, Ohio are upon us. The 2012 meet will take place this week, beginning on Wednesday evening with the men's 1-meter diving competition at 7 p.m. The meet continues through Saturday evening with preliminary events starting each morning at 10 a.m. and finals beginning at 6:30 p.m. The Denison men's and women's squads are the 3-time defending NCAC champions. Denison is the only team to have ever edged out Kenyon in either gender for the NCAC crown. The Big Red men also captured the title in 1997, while the DU women first snagged the trophy from the ladies in 2004. At the 2011 meet, the Denison women established a meet record by winning 19 of the possible 20 events to finish with 1,829 points. Denison did win the first 17 events of the meet before having the streak interrupted by Kenyon on the final day of competition in the 200 breaststroke. The Big Red men won 12 events last year, en route to earning 1,774.5 points to edge out the Lords. In addition to the event wins, DU men also racked up 45 top 5 finishes and earned national championship qualifying standards in 10 events. Fans, we look forward to seeing you this week in Canton in what surely will be another exciting race to the finish for the 2012 NCAC Swimming and Diving titles. And finally, we'll wrap up this week's show by revealing our NCAC Indoor Track and Field Athletes of the Week award winners. The Ohio-based NCAC squads took to the track over the weekend at Otterbein University in Westerville for the annual All-Ohio Division III Championships. The Ohio Wesleyan men climbed the podium as the team champions at the All-Ohio meet for the 3rd year in a row, while the OWU women led all NCAC squads at the event in 5th place overall. Ohio Wesleyan sophomore Sarah Bechtel earned the NCAC's weekly Women's Award for field events after she won the pole vault at the All-Ohio meet with a leap of 11 feet and 1/4 inches. The Women's Weekly Award for sprint and hurdle events went to Wittenberg freshman Shelby Cahu, who finished 2nd in the 60-meter hurdles at the All-Ohio meet with a time of 9:23. And the final Women's Weekly Award for distance and middle distance events went to Oberlin sophomore Molly Martorella. Martorella traveled to the Boston University Valentine Invitational over the weekend, where she not only broke the OC record in the mile, but also became the first Yo Women athlete to clock a sub-5-minute mile as she crossed the finish line in 4:56.73. In addition, her time currently stands as the 4th fastest in Division III this season. The Men's Weekly Award for distance and middle distance events was secured by Denison senior D. Salucumbo. D shattered the DU school record in the 5,000-meter run at the Boston University Valentine Invitational with a time of 14:24.58 to finish 4th overall and 1st among Division III runners. The Men's Sprint and Hurdles Weekly Award went to Wittenberg sophomore Victor Banjo after he won the 60-meter hurdles at the All-Ohio meet in a time of 6:90. His clocking currently stands as the 5th best time recorded in the event in Division III this season. Also of note from the Boston University Valentine Invitational was a record-setting run by the Wabash Distance Medley Relay Squad. The 4-member unit consisting of Cole Ruskovich, John Haley, Jake Waterman, and Kevin McCarthy not only broke the school record with a time of 9:50.49, but also finished just off the national record in the event. Amherst set the national standard in the DMR last season with a time of 9:49.11. Indoor track and field action again resumes this weekend with 2 meets to keep a close eye on. DePaul will host Wabash and Wittenberg as part of its annual DePaul Classic on Saturday, while Kenyon will also host a grouping of NCAC squads, including Denison, Kenyon, Ohio Wesleyan, and Worcester on Saturday for the Kenyon College Classic. Fans, we once again thank you for tuning in for another episode of This Week in the NCAC, and we hope you tune in next week as we look forward to continually keeping you up to date on action from across the North Coast Athletic Conference. And as always, for up-to-date news, stats, and standings on your favorite NCAC squads, you can visit our website at www.northcoast.org.